Hello everyone. Let's see if we can learn a little bit about the loudness block in Scratch. So first things first, you need to go to scratch.mit.com and sign in. If you don't have an account already, you can go join Scratch. You can create an account for free. So I already have an account. I'm going to sign in, and once I do that, I can go under my stuff and create a new project. So let me go ahead and do that. Since we are talking about loudness, I'm going to call this project loudness demo. For this particular project, I'm not going to use the cat sprite, so let me delete that. I'll go ahead and add a new backdrop. I like the XY backdrop because I want to show you guys how the loudness can be used to affect the sprite's X and Y coordinates, and you'll see that shortly. Next, what we'll do is let's go ahead and add a few sprites. I'm going to use the ball sprite. Let me duplicate it 4 times. You'll see why. Let me go to the first sprite, go into the costumes. Let me delete all the other costumes and just hold on to the orange costume. Next, let me go into the second ball and let me make it a blue color. So I'm going to delete all the other costumes. Obviously there are many different ways of achieving the same, but I'm just doing it this way. The next one, I'm going to make it a pink ball and delete everything else. There you go. And finally, let's use a green ball for the fourth one. Alright, there you go. So we have 4 balls now: orange, blue, pink, and green. Let's go to the first ball. Let's go into the code tab, and what we'll do is we'll first of all add an event handler. On green flag click, let me enlarge this. Let me go into the controls, put in a forever block. And what I really want to do is for this orange color ball, if the loudness increases, I want the ball to move farther away on the x-axis. So what I'm going to do is under the motion, I should have a set x block. What this does is it's going to position the ball at a particular x coordinate. That's what this means. And we'll go under the sensing block, pick out our loudness block. We'll go into the operator. We'll use a multiplicative operator. So we'll take the loudness and we'll multiply it by a factor. So it can be anything of your choice, but I'm just going to use a positive value because I want the sprite to move to the far right. So let me drag this into the reporter block. Actually, we are done. So the next ball, the blue color ball, I wanted to move up on the y-axis, and the pink color ball I want to move on the left hand side of the x-axis. That means I wanted to go on the negative side. So what I'll do is let me duplicate this code. So now the pink ball has this code, and what I can do is rather than using the loudness times 6, I'll do a little trick. I'll just convert this into a negative value by using a subtraction operator, and let me do a 0 minus the loudness. So what this is going to do is if the loudness is close to 0, that means it's very quiet. Obviously the ball is going to be at the center or closer to the origin, and if the loudness increases, it's going to set the x coordinate of the ball to the far left. That means it's going on the negative side. So I hope this is clear. So you could just drag it in here. There you go. Now what we'll do is we'll go to the blue ball and we'll do something similar. Pick out when green flag is clicked, right? And then I'm going to go under the controls, add a forever block. I'm going to go under the motion, use a set y, and the idea is the same. For this particular blue ball, as the loudness increases, we want it to go up the y-axis. So let me go under the sensing block, pick out the loudness block, go into the operator. I'll do the same. I'll multiply the loudness by some factor, and then I'm going to drag this and put it under the reporter block, or set it to the reporter block of the set y block. Right now I'm technically done. So let me go to the green block. So yeah, now the green block has the same code, but rather than it being a positive value, I want this to be a negative value. The same idea as we saw for the x-axis, right? So we'll just use a 0 minus the loudness. So what this does is, if the loudness is 0, 0 times anything is 0, so the ball is going to stay at the origin. And if the loudness increases, it's going to create a negative value, and the y is going to have a negative value, and what that means is it's going to push it down the y-axis. There you go. Technically we are done, but there is one little detail. Let's go back to all the balls and let's make sure that when we click the green flag, let's set the x and y to be 0. We'll do the same for all the other balls. So we go to x and y, we set it to 0, we set it to 0. We go to the pink ball, we set it to 0, we set it to 0, and we go to the green ball and we do the same here. We set it to 0, we set it to 0. There you go. We are technically done, and let's go to full screen mode and we'll press the green flag and we'll see what this does. Hello, hello, this is hello, hello. There you go. As I'm speaking, you can see that as my the voice increases, the volume increases, and the balls are moving away. And if I become silent, now I'm speaking. So you get the idea. I thought this was really cool, and by using the x and y axis, you can actually, this is some sort of a sound visualizer. If you have seen little LED things on any of your sound output, the way those bar graphs change, they use techniques like this. So they're measuring the sound or the loudness and sort of plotting it on a bar graph, and this is exactly what we have tried to do here. Louder the voice, it's higher up on the axis or on the right side of right or on either side of the axes, and if you're silent, they all sort of coagulate. Now it's up to you how you want to use this in creative ways. So one other thing, rather than using this x and y background, let's use something else. I don't know, let's try using the circles. I haven't really tried this before. And then what I'll do is, since we are already on the background, let's go into the background. Let's add some code to the backdrop itself. So on green flag clicked, let me go under the controls, pull in a forever block, and what I can do is maybe change the behavior of the backdrop. If I go under looks and let me use a set fisheye and use this. So now if I do the same, hello, 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 as I'm speaking, you can clearly see that the backdrop is sort of changing based on the loudness attribute, and when I go silent, it sort of returns to its original shape. So there you go. This is a little demo on how you can use the loudness attribute, get creative, and do something fun with it. I hope you liked it. Keep learning.